Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at ktalnews.com and your Weather Authority app. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces with your Thursday morning forecast update. Seems like a weekly event for us, getting one of these rounds of severe weather. We do have another one coming in later today into tonight, so I think for the majority of locations, this will be a threat that plays out after sunset this evening. We do have a high threat to see some damaging wind gusts, and there is a medium threat for hail, a few tornadoes, as well as some flooding this evening, but it looks like damaging wind gusts will be the main threat for us as a cold front moves in closer to sunset. Now, there may be two rounds of storms. We possibly could see one develop this afternoon. That first round is uncertain, but the more guaranteed round of severe weather will likely be coming in with that cold front maybe as soon as 5 or 6 p.m., and that cold front will be kind of trekking across the region during the overnight hours tonight. We've got a lot of time to wait for the storms to develop here, so we do have a grace period to kind of make it through the day without seeing much in the way of any significant weather here. But what will happen as we continue through the day here, it's going to be on the cool side this morning, but eventually these temperatures will start to warm up. We are in the 50s, so not as cold as the last few mornings, and as you go outside, you'll kind of feel that wind, and that wind is starting to push those ingredients for severe weather into the Arklatex today, so that's kind of increasing the temperatures. Most importantly, the humidity. Of course, you need the humidity, the higher dew points to kind of get these thunderstorms to develop and rain on us, but we have a lot of wind shear coming in with that cold front later today, and it should be warm enough that we may see some storms pop up just ahead of the cold front this afternoon. Whether or not those become severe is still kind of the million-dollar question today, but we know the round of storms that's coming in after sunset most likely will be severe, and what will trigger that round later this evening is this area of low pressure. You can see a little dip in the jet stream here over Utah and Colorado. Once that low continues to move across the country, that will be what nudges the cold front through a little bit later this afternoon through tonight. So look at your Robbins Toyota Futurecast. We'll likely see just a few scattered rain showers and maybe an isolated storm or two later this morning through the afternoon. And we may see that next round of storms try to spark up here sometime between 1 and 4 p.m. The storms, if they're able to get going here, would be capable of some very large hail during the afternoon, but it looks more likely that the cold front that's coming in, you can see about 5 or 6 p.m. this evening, will be on alert here in McCurtain and Red River County. This cold front that comes in, this will most likely bring that threat for some damaging wind gusts as well as some hail. And within this line of storms, we can see those brief spin-up tornadoes. So the tornado threat is lower than it was a few weeks ago, and we had the big severe weather outbreak, but we can't rule out maybe a few tornadoes this evening and overnight. So once again, if you do live in a mobile home, today is the day. You have all day to find somewhere else to be. Do not want to be sleeping or sheltering in a mobile home later this evening, so find a friend, relative, or somewhere nearby where you can kind of ride out these storms tonight. Now, we are showing the line into Texarkana maybe sometime between, I would say, 8 and 11 p.m. tonight. The line may not move over to Shreveport until that 9 to midnight window, and then once the storms move into Louisiana and Arkansas, the hope is that the cold front will kind of outrace the storms, and that will cause them to lose some of their severe weather potential. But either way, we're going to see some wind with the storms here, even if they're not severe, and likely going to see some heavy rain here as well overnight, but we should see the rain begin to wrap up tomorrow morning. Confidence is highest here that we'll see severe weather up towards I-30 in northeast Texas as well as McCurtain County. Again, these storms should weaken a bit overnight. May see some leftover rain early tomorrow, but it is going to turn breezy and much colder here on your Friday. Prepare for temperatures to be likely in the 40s for much of the day tomorrow, so we'll get put back into winter not only tomorrow but likely through the weekend as well. As far as the rain, we are still showing about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall here, but given that first round of storms this afternoon may not be as significant as the later round, I think that's why Futurecast has backed off a bit on the rain totals, which has been kind of advertising 2 inches for much of the week. So hopefully that first round doesn't get going, and that would tend to kind of lower our flood threat later this evening and overnight. But if you are going to be traveling home from work late tonight, just make sure you're kind of being careful on those roadways. We know those rain totals will add up pretty quickly here. 50s tomorrow, very windy tomorrow as well, so that's going to add a wind chill to the temperatures. So not the greatest outdoor St. Patrick's Day that we've ever had, but we should get some sun back this weekend. Morning temperatures in the 30s. It is very possible we could see a freeze here in the northern Arklatex both Saturday night as well as Sunday night into Monday morning. A little bit of a thaw out next week. We should be be back into the 60s by the middle of the week, and it looks likely that we'll see a few scattered showers and storms return maybe next Tuesday into Wednesday.